Hello, wine lovers! Welcome to the Wine Speaking Friends channel, where we share experiences about wines with people from all over the world. Here we learn about wine from scratch to a level where we can taste wine like a pro and enjoy it with people like you. In this video, we will discover why wine is so fascinating and why so many wine lovers around the world enjoy tasting wines and learning about them so much. So, what is great in wine? What is your opinion? Please share your opinion in the comment section below so that we can learn from each other and enrich the wine lovers community. Hello, my name is Cristina Sala and I am an expert in sensory evaluation. I have been evaluating wines, flavors, and fragrances for more than 20 years. I have trained hundreds of people to develop their sense of smell from scratch to an expert level. So I know one thing or two about smelling and tasting wines, foods, and many other products. And my mission here is to help wine lovers from around the world to discover and share the joy of wine tasting in a fun and easy way. I have prepared a series of videos where you can learn the basics of wine and the methodology that will help you train your sense of smell so that you can speak the language of wine correctly in a matter of months. This channel is dedicated to spreading the enjoyment of wine and is based on the acceptation that anyone with a normal sense of smell and taste can become a good wine taster. You only need to train yourself with the techniques that I will show you, and most importantly, you will be able to share this enjoyment of wine with the people you like. Because the maximum pleasure of wine is in sharing. So if you want to have a great wine time, subscribe to this channel, comment, and share the videos with your friends so that we can support the wine lovers community. Why wines are so much better than many alternative drinks? There are lots of reasons, and today we will explore the top 7 to get a general idea why wines are so great. In future videos, we will further explore these points and more. The 7 main points why wines are so great are the following. Number 7, all aromas in wines come from nature. Over 1,000 flavor compounds have been identified in wines. Can you imagine? And the flavors of wines are far more complex than those of the grape juice. So how is this possible? What happens between the harvest of the grapes and the sale of the bottle of wine? The magic of wine is that any transformation comes from nature and the way that humans handle natural products. There are 3 types of aromas in wines, depending on their origin. The primary, the secondary, and the tertiary aromas. Let's briefly review them. The primary aromas are also called varietal aromas. They come from the grape itself, and they are affected by things like the grape variety, the terroir, which means the earth, the climate, and the ripeness of the grape when harvested. Primary aromas include the floral, the fruity, and the green notes. For example, some methoxypyrazines bring some green notes to wines like Cabernet Sauvignon or Sauvignon Blanc. The secondary aromas come mainly from the fermentation. The type of yeast, the fermentation processes and conditions, the temperatures are key factors that will influence the secondary aromas of wines. During the alcoholic fermentation, the yeast Saccharomyces cerevisiae transforms the sugars present in grape juice into the alcohol that will be in wine. And in this process, the yeast also creates many aromas. For example, isoamyl acetate, which brings a characteristic note of banana and pear. The tertiary aromas, or bouquet, are developed during wine aging. For example, eugenol is generated during wine aging, and it brings sweet, spicy, clove, woody notes. Number 6. There is a splendid diversity of wines. There are many types of wine, which offer a multitude of sensations to discover, such as the aromas, the textures, the bubbles, the acidity, the sweetness, the temperature, the taste, the aftertaste, and even the combination of wines with food. So exploring the universe of sensorial experiences that wines can bring is an endless source of sensorial experiences that we can share with the people we like and create unforgettable experiences. Now let's explore the key components for the wine diversity. Different wine types. From the classic red, white, rosé, and sparkling wines to the less known sherry, fortified, sweet, rancid, and even rotten with the noble rot wines. Wines are classified according to their winemaking processes, which in the case of sherry, rancio, or sauternes, for example, are amazingly complex and interesting. The grape varieties, from the more popular Cabernet Sauvignon, Sauvignon Blanc, Merlot, Chardonnay, Gewürztraminer, to the less known Palomino, Picpoul, Pecorino, Semillon, Verdejo. There are hundreds of grape varieties to discover. Different terroirs. Terroir is a French word that comes from the Latin terra. The terroir effect includes mainly the climate, the soil composition, the topography, the elevation and steepness of the vineyard, the flora, the fauna, and including the microorganisms of the region, and consequently also the winemaking techniques and traditions. Taking a sip of a wine from a region that expresses the terroir is literally like drinking the landscape we are in. So as wine lovers, when we travel, we always order the wines of the region, or at least the region that is closer to the place we are traveling. Different vintage. The vintage is the year where the grapes were harvested. Often wines have the vintage written on the label. Different years produce different fruits because the natural conditions are different, and this determines the overall taste and quality of the wine. And this is what, as wine lovers, we like so much about wines, that they change from one year to another one. And this makes wine so different from any industrial drink that it always has the same formula. As wine lovers, we feel deep emotions linked to the quality of wines, resulting from the different regions and vintages. Number 5, wine is culture and history, because tasting a glass of wine is about enjoying the long history of the winemaking processes and techniques and how they develop throughout the history and they spread all over the world. So let's summarize the history of wine very, very briefly. The oldest wines known are from the territories of modern Georgia, Iran, and Armenia, around 6,000 to 4,000 years before the Common Era. Later, wine production became very popular among the ancient Egyptians, Greeks, and Romans. In medieval Europe, the Roman Catholic Church supported wine because they required it for Mass. Wines were progressively refined in convents, and viticulture and winemaking evolved mainly in the regions that today are France, Spain, Portugal, and Italy. In California, viticulture and winemaking was established in the latest 18th century by the Franciscan missionary Juniper Serra y Ferrer, born in 1713 in Mallorca and passed away in 1784 in what is today California. Juniper Ferrer founded 9 missions in California, and he named them after the saints venerated in Petra, the convent in Mallorca where he was educated. Thus, he founded the origins of San Francisco, San Diego, Santa Barbara, Santa Clara, Ventura, Carmel by the Sea, San Juan Capistrano, San Gabriel, and San Luis Obispo. And his order founded Los Angeles too. Nowadays, there is controversy about the impact of Juniper Serra on the Native American people because he was part of the mission system that was destructive to their ancestors, traditions, and culture. Some people argue, however, that he is being judged with today's values without considering his historical context. Still, among his many activities, Juniper Serra y Ferrer created the first known vineyard in California and he introduced wines in America. Around 100 years later, in 1863, phylloxera was introduced into Europe, along with plants imported from America, and became a rapidly emerging plague, spreading first in France and then throughout Europe. This insect of American origin destroys the vines and it feeds on its roots and leaves. Thus, between 1870 and 1930, Europe suffered the most devastating plague in the history of world viticulture, which caused the end of traditional viticulture in Europe. The solution to phylloxera was to graft the vines with roots of phylloxera-resistant plants, American varieties of vines immune to this insect. Thus, both the problem and the solution came from America. Currently, almost all vineyards are cultivated using this technique to guarantee the health of vines. In the late 20th century, which is yesterday, considering the history of wines, wines from countries without a wine tradition became popular. Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, Argentina, Canada, Chile, Colombia, Mexico, and Peru became known for good quality wines. Number 4, we can enjoy good quality wines at reasonable prices. In the ancient times, wines were typically mixed with honey, herbs, and even seawater to make them drinkable. Today, we can enjoy the natural flavors of wine without needing to mix them with anything. The modern wine bottles help to protect wine and allow us to enjoy wine at its fullest quality. Today, the temperature control during the fermentation process allows to preserve the aromas of wines at their highest quality. Number 3, the moderate wine consumption is healthy. This point is perhaps controversial, and we will further discuss this point later in this channel. Number 2, wine consumption supports global sustainability. Every time we take wine, we are contributing to global sustainability because wine supports a plant-based economy that brings considerable added value to people. We are supporting local communities that otherwise would be poor. Vineyards are very effective at preventing the land to become a desert. The local human activity is the best prevention against forest fires, which in the Mediterranean regions are really a problem. Viticulture preserves the biodiversity of the vines and also the surrounding lands. And I would like to highlight in this video these wines I found today in the supermarket. And I found this very interesting because they are claiming, for example, this one, the Sumarroca Nostrat, is claiming that their vines are favoring the return of many species of birds and animals that are being reintroduced in the land. So that's an interesting claim for a wine, isn't it? And they have another one, the white wine. They are claiming that in their vines, they are supporting the lives of bees. And we know how important bees are for the whole survival of life. Finally, I have found today also in the supermarket this wine that I found interesting because it's clearly positioned as a wine that helps to prevent climate change. So again, a very interesting claim for a wine. So the number one reason why wines are so great is because sharing good wines and good food with nice people is the ultimate pleasure of life. Because moderate wine consumption facilitates socialization, and socializing in a nice and friendly atmosphere provides effective healing properties. If you like this video, subscribe to this channel and click the notifications bell so that you get an alert when a new video comes, and share this video with your friends to support the wine lovers community. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video, and I wish you a great wine time.